Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. What's going on, y'all? How are we today? It is Monday, and I know what you're thinking. The big U.S. market open. Let's go. Let's trade. Let's do this. Not so fast, my friends. No markets are open today. None of them. None of the major markets anyway. You may have some rinky-dink little like CME. But nothing else is open. Asia's closed. UK's closed. US is closed. It is Presidente Day. And in like China, as Trump says, China, it is Chinese New Year, which they celebrate all week long. So they're closed all week. So not your typical trading week, but that's okay. We will get through. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm a little rushed getting in here today, guys. I was at the gym doing the heavy 500 plus pound leg machine. So I got here and I kind of rushed in, but I was like, I don't know if I can go live right now. I thought I don't want to sit here and be like, oh God, I'm dying. I thought I might throw up, to be quite honest. But here I am. I'm breaking out of the cold sweats. I don't feel great. It's legs. I'll be fine. We'll get through it. Let's see who's here. Thanos, my main man. What's up, dude? Hawkborn, good morning. Mighty Max. West Coast. John the Mod. What's up, guys? I got a treat for you guys today. I told you in Discord yesterday evening that I was going to show you a secret chart, okay? And I did not exaggerate. I'm going to show you the chart that is going to save all of your altcoin worries. I've never shown this chart before. I've been doing this for years and trading with folks, even long before I had a channel. I haven't had this channel very long, but I've been trading for about 12 years. And I trade locally with several folks here. And I'm not bragging, but most of the time they like text me and they're like, hey, Anthony, I'm thinking about buying some of this or shorting this, what do you think? And I'm like, yay or nay. And based on what I say, I'm talking altcoins here. They think I'm a genius, and in reality, I've just never shown them this chart before. I've never shown anybody this chart, and this is all you need. And I'm going to show you how to make a lot of money with this chart that you've probably never, ever, ever heard of or seen before. Old mate, what's up, bro? And this is really all you need, and I'm not even kidding. I'm not exaggerating. Just not fun. Let me preface this entire stream with this is not financial advice, but if you do what I'm about to tell you to do in just a little bit, you're going to be wildly successful, more successful than you ever dreamed of in altcoin trading, okay? Spot trading. I do not leverage trade altcoins. Let me tell you why. I know I've been on this soapbox before, but to me, and I know there are guys that leverage trade alts, and if you do and you're successful, that's great. More power to you. I'm not knocking you. I'm just not that good. In order to trade altcoins, and I'll give you an example, I'm not calling anyone out, but somebody this morning had messaged me and said that they had just shorted Fetch AI, and I don't even remember where price was, like right here. I think it was like right here. I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart. I don't really care where Fetch AI was. I don't care what Fetch AI chart looks like. I couldn't care less what the Fetch AI chart or XRP chart or Doge chart or anything else chart looks like. Okay, when I'm considering trading altcoins, at least leverage trading altcoins, especially leverage trading altcoins. And I'll tell you why. So they messaged me and price was like right like 69.4 for Bitcoin, like right here. Okay, I'm gonna make this orange. And they were like, hey, I just shorted Fetch AI, and I looked at it and I was like, first of all, I don't leverage trade altcoins. And I looked at this and I thought, we are like, let me go to the 24-minute chart here. I looked at this, and we're first of all, let me just kind of zoom out a little. We are, let me zoom way out. Let me go to the daily. You can see our range here, right? We've got value area high. We've got point of control. I know it's a little messy right here, and we got value area low. So we're like middle of the range. In fact, we're middle of the middle. We're like, go back to 24-minute. We are in between value area high and point of control. Let me clear this fib off. There's point of control right there. Okay, red line, point of control. And we were like right here at the orange line. So I'm like, you just can't long or short right here. Resistance is value area high, support is point of control. You can't long or short anything right here. I don't care what the altcoin chart looked like. It's going to follow Bitcoin, right? And so I was like, this is, first of all, you're in middle range. Second of all, it's a holiday, so every market's closed, so it's squirrely price action, right? But second of all, in order to leverage successfully, in my opinion, from my experience, to successfully leverage trade, now you can spot trade them, which I do, and we're going to talk about that. But to successfully leverage trade altcoins, you have to chart Bitcoin, and you have to watch Bitcoin, because you can have an altcoin. Your altcoin could be, you may have your altcoin range, value area high, point of control, very low, and your altcoin may be here at the very high, so you're thinking short, but Bitcoin is here, not at its value area high. So if you short this alt, it's probably going to keep going because Bitcoin's coming up to its value area high, right? Most likely. So if you're going to short alts because you can get a greater percentage gain most of the time, you have to short when it's time to short Bitcoin, and then just take the greater percentage on alts. And I think this person got stopped out. I'm pretty sure. But that's why I don't, because you have to chart your alt and you have to chart Bitcoin. And then you can't just enter the trade on your altcoin because you have to watch Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin goes to bounce or dump, or whichever way if it goes against whichever way you're trading the alt, you have to adjust quickly. So why not just leverage trade on Bitcoin and spot trade the alts? That's just what I have found, okay? I understand percentage gains on leverage trading alts much, much, much greater. I get it. But you can also get wrecked much, much, much faster, and it's just not my game. I think if you tried the spot trading alts and leverage trading Bitcoin, you can find, if you do it properly, you can make so much money you don't need to do that. That's just my opinion. Kerry Benz, what's up, brother? Man, I'm glad to see you on here, dude. I'm glad to see you on here. Guys, if we get a trade today, I don't plan to trade today because the U.S. market's closed. So it's just guys like us out there trading, probably worse than us. I mean, it's guys coin flipping out there. I certainly don't plan. If we come now we do have our targets. If we come there, I will take the trade. But right now we're just in between, right? We're right here. I mean, let me take the orange line off. It's a nothing line. But we are, value area high, point of control, we're in the middle. So if we come to one of our levels, I will consider taking a trade. And if I do take that trade today, guys, I'm on MEXC Trading. You see the banner above, MEXCtrading.us. And I also have trades on KCEX, KCEX, Join those, guys. My affiliate links are below in the description. Let me tell you something, guys. You don't have to use my affiliate links, okay? You can go directly to KCEXtrading.com or MEXCtrading.us. But let me tell you something, and this has happened multiple times, 4 or 5 times, but it just happened in the last couple weeks. If something squirrely happens to your account, they lock you out, they freeze your funds, they prevent your withdrawals, you get a bogus scam wick that liquidate, whatever it is, okay? I have a direct contact over at each of those exchanges. I have his phone number. We text. Okay, and this has happened 4 or 5 times, okay? I have to go look, see how many it is. 4 or 5. That if something happens, you get frozen, I can text him. He's international. We use WhatsApp. I can text him, and he unlocks your account. If you're under the affiliate link. This happened the other day with somebody in Discord, and they're not under the affiliate link, and they got locked out. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter. But they sent me their UID, and I asked me if I could help, and I texted him, and he said, I don't show them under your affiliate. They're not on your team, so he can't help. He's the coordinator of the affiliates. Anybody else just kind of goes through a general kind of customer servicey kind of thing, so he couldn't help me. So just a little incentive. You don't have to sign up under me. Go directly to KCEXtrading.com or MEXCtrading.us. Just get your regular account. That's fine. Affiliate links below. But if you do run into situations and you are on our team, I can help you, and I've done it successfully 4 or 5 times. Every single time that I've reached out to him, he has done it for me every single time, except for this last time because they're not on our affiliate team. Now, the reason they help the affiliates out so much is because he doesn't know if I'm a massive influencer, and even if I'm not, he doesn't know if I have big friends that are massive influencers, and they don't want us going on here and saying, hey, everybody go clear out of MEXC right now. Go, just empty your account. Everybody, we're going to Binance, whatever. They don't want that. So they like to make sure they keep the affiliates happy, okay? Now, I'm not saying if you're out there cheating the system somehow, they're going to, but if you have some issues, I've had people in the U.S. who aren't supposed to trade, who have had their accounts locked, and then they're in the U.S., and they would be the exchange would be within every right to say, no, you can't have your money back because you shouldn't be here. But I've twice, people in the U.S., I've contacted him, and he said, I'm going to unlock the account, and I've programmed it so they can go withdraw, and as soon as they withdraw, their accounts can be terminated. And both of them, boom, withdraw, 1 second later, account terminated. So I can help you, but you have to be on the team. All right. Got it? Capiche? Let's see. Hey, old mate. Confession, it was a 1x short, and he closed it. Hey, I wasn't going to call you out. I wasn't going to tell everybody it was you, but it was you. Now would be the time to short. Maybe not now, but I just see that it's moving down. So, yeah. Anyway, bro, hey, if you're going to leverage trade, just be sure. You just joined Discord recently, so we haven't really had a chance to chop it up too much on the side, but just be sure you understand, and I'm sure you do, that you have to chart Bitcoin if you're going to leverage trade alts, right? Because it looked like Fetch AI was at a point it could dump down. I agree. I looked at it, I was like, okay, this could be a good place. But then I looked at Bitcoin, I said, Bitcoin is not at very high. Bitcoin is going to continue up to there. So I knew Fetch AI was probably not fixing to roll over until Bitcoin topped out right there, locally at least. All right, guys. Let's see. There's no news today because there's a holiday. Of course, there's no news tomorrow either. Give you a little flashbang. There's like some German news tomorrow, I think. Big old nothing. It doesn't matter. They're finally coming into Wednesday, we have durable goods, which is in the U.S. I mean, might get a little hour-long reaction there, but that's about it. However, Thursday in the U.S., you have initial jobless claims. And Friday is the biggies. You have GDP and core PCE, along with S&P Global PMI. So Friday is a huge news day. Okay, Thursday, Friday are your big days. Friday being the bigger of the two. Okay, pretty much nothing the rest of the week. However, I discussed this yesterday in the live stream. We looked back. You would think here that China's closed. Asian market is closed all week, so probably not going to be a very voluminous, very volatile week. However, let's go back and look. And there's really no sense in comparing year to year. Like if you're going to look at, I don't know, August 3rd this year to August 3rd of last year, that doesn't rhyme. That doesn't matter. It's just a coincidence that it's a date. However, when the date happens to coincide with a holiday, like you could look up Christmas every year or Thanksgiving every year, right? Those are holidays, so those are universal, right? Not just like some random day. So if we go back to this time last year, what are we on? February 16th through the 21st, somewhere in there, you can see because Asia was closed, that's a major market. It is much easier for the other markets to move the market significantly, right? Because they don't have the resistance or support of Asia. So they just blast right by them without Asia trying to stop which way you're trying to go or reversing on you and grabbing liquidity. So case in point, last Chinese New Year. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to happen again. And the case could be this time that Asia's not here to block it, so it goes up, right? I don't know that. But I do know that it was a lower volume week because of Asia being closed, so they were able to move price more freely. Does that make sense? So this could actually go the opposite of what you might think. Just because they're closed, the other two major markets are open, and they don't have to worry about Asia giving them any type of fits when they want to move the market a certain direction. So this week could get interesting, but I don't expect anything today because all markets are closed. Okay, all of them. But tomorrow, watch out. All right, let's take a look, see what we got going on here. We got the weekly close. We went live yesterday talking about the weekly close, and I showed this chart. I don't know if I saved this chart. I know I screenshot it, so I'll just show you the screenshot because I don't know if I saved it. I don't think I saved it. I shared it in Discord and I showed it yesterday, but we got. I thought I shared it. Maybe I didn't share it. Didn't I share this chart? There we go. So this is our range, and this is the last time we entered this range, which was in 2024, this 9-month range. every single time Bitcoin rejected, this is on the weekly time frame, rejected the value area high of this range and closed the weekly candle inside the range every single time. Either that week or the next week, we rotated to the value area low, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then yesterday when I posted this, we were hugging the line, but let's flip back and look at the weekly. You can see we did close the week yesterday inside the range, okay? Now, again, just because it happened every single time before doesn't mean it has to happen this time, but we did. And all of those times, except for one, this week that we're currently on, that we just opened like 12 hours ago, this candle came all the way down to the very low. Only once did it take an extra week, okay? But all 4 times it came down here before going back above the range. All 4 times. 3 out of the 4, it came in that same week. So given that, with what we just looked at of the last year Chinese New Year movement, big dumpola, I think it's a very good chance we come down to this value area low today. Now, I was looking for a swoop, and sorry about the thumbnail today, guys. I put the wrong thumbnail on there. That's not what it shouldn't say weekend, but that was yesterday's. I just grabbed the wrong one, and then I was rushed, so I didn't get to change it. But the thumbnail should have said 72K incoming, because originally I was looking for this swoop at 72K before coming down here. But I just don't know that we're going to get that now, guys. It's not looking too promising for that, but I originally was looking for that. If we close below value point of control, then I certainly think we're going down there. Thus far, we've not closed a candle below point of control, though. Not a meaningful candle. I mean, we may have closed like a 10-minute candle, but nothing high time frame. So could have some pretty big moves down today, guys. Guys, if you want to join a Discord where I give setups like this, or info like this, and then I give my trade setups like this, and these other trade setups that I give, and my trade management as I take trades. What are we up, $300 on this trade? Walked you through that trade both as I took it and as I navigated it. Flash bang, go to AnthonyLeeCrypto.com. That's the website here. You can join the Discord, VIP Discord up top, or you can get you a one-on-one live Zoom interactive mentorship program where I coach you live, you and I, one-on-one on Zoom. I answer your questions. We go over everything you want to talk about. AnthonyLeeCrypto.com. I've already given you the sites I'm trading on. And coming up in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to give you the only altcoin chart you will ever need. And I'm not exaggerating, so be ready to screenshot, guys, because I'm only going to give you this the ticker for it once, and I'm strongly considering deleting this video after we're done, because this is a powerful tool, and I just don't know that I want anybody outside of the crew here to have it. So I was conflicted if to do this live or to just do it in VIP Discord, but here we are. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin price. Let's kind of look at some short-term price action here, although it's just so hard to predict. Today being a holiday, even though it's a Monday, being a holiday, no news, no markets open, it might as well be a Saturday. You might as well flip a coin. I mean, look at this. Just look at what was the point of this wick? What was the point of this pump and dump? What was the point? None. This is not at U.S. market open. This is at some random 6 a.m. time. I mean, This is weekend price action right here. That's what this is, and it's not predictable, okay? Yeah, you can use some indicators. You might get to see some money flow, some green dots, things like that, but there's no point to it. You didn't grab any liquidity. You didn't swoop any highs. I mean, you mitigated this vector candle. Okay, sure. Yeah, I see that. Great. But there just was, I mean, you took out these relatively equal highs, but this isn't much. You didn't take the good high, which this was actually a good high. This high came and took this high. But you didn't come for the ultimate high that we're looking for. It's just, this is unpredictable price action. But let's take a look, because I know you got some of you guys wanting to trade no matter what. I'm waiting on my zones. I got my boxes. You know where my boxes are. Let me turn my boxes off so everybody doesn't see them. You guys know where the boxes are. Y'all know what you need to know. You guys in the Discord. All right. So we are on, let's go to the daily. Daily looking to print you a red dot, and that's going to send you all the way down, if I had to guess. Money flow in the red, looking to come further, you're going to be looking most likely at a momentum wave, something like this, form you a lower high, something like that before moving up. So looking to roll over here, 18-hour. You were about to get a red dot, then it flips sideways. This closes in 3 hours. If this candle closes red, you'll probably get the red dot right here, deep in the red and money flow. Rejecting the zero line on momentum, probably looking to come down. You're going to pig's nipple up. Thanos, pig's nipple on the 18-hour could give you a good move to the upside. So you could be looking at something like this. I was looking for 62 originally. This could give you something like this. Then a swoop there. Then a move down, right? You could be looking at something like that, which was our initial scenario. I drew this up for you. I drew this up. I can prove it. This is why you need to be in Discord. I can prove it. See, 62K, pump up to 72K, and then down. That is still what I'm looking for. However, you do have a lot of confluence as of now at point of control, but I do think you kind of get below point of control this time. But we do have some confluence here. We got a daily naked point of control. You can see there. If you throw on the fib on this latest pump, you got the golden pocket coming in right there. Point of control also 702 just below it. So I do like this entire area actually, and I'll show you because you guys already saw it. Don't do that. There it is. I got a green box around it. So I'm interested in that area, or that area. Those are the two I'm looking for. I'll show you. I don't mind showing you. I don't mind showing you. Those are two areas I'm looking for right there. This is a good confluence area, but I ultimately don't like it as much. I would like it for something like this, and then probably come down here before doing that, okay? But I don't know. Either way, I'm willing to take a trade here and here if we get the reaction and the divergences that I'm looking for. Let's look at our chart here. This is our circles chart for those of you just joining us today. Guys, as soon as we get done with this Bitcoin TA, I'm going to show you the secret weapon for altcoins. All of you looking to altcoin trade. Speaking of which, hit up the poll, guys. There's a poll in chat. I'm curious before I show this if you're even interested in altcoins. We might just skip the chart if you guys don't want to see it. You want to see the chart? Give me a 1 in chat if you want to see the chart. If you want to see the secret weapon chart. If you don't care, we'll skip it. I'll save it. All right, so we're at the circles chart. This has been on here for months. You guys who follow me know I've had this on here for months, and we are following it to a dang T from last cycle. I mean, to a dang T. And we're currently in box 8, and this is on the weekly time frame. I'm going to drop to the daily now. We're going to zoom in here. Okay, dropping down to the daily. Let me hide these circles. I got the daily fractal from when Bitcoin was here last cycle, right? Daily fractal. Look at how it's following it to a dang T, guys. I mean, I'm going to move this to the side just so you can see. I mean, it just, you would be, I'm not saying it's going to continue to follow it to a T. You may have be a day or two ahead of schedule or behind schedule. You may move a % or two higher or lower, but pretty dang close. I mean, look at this. It is swoosh down, swoosh up, working on a swoosh down. Look at this. Swoosh down, swoosh up, working on a swoosh down. It is almost exact. And which would mean that we would probably come swoop this low like I'm looking for, right? Before moving up and then down, because you set these lows right here initially before the swoosh up. So we set the lows before the swoosh up, swooped them to the downside, then the fake out to the upside to mitigate this high. So this would mitigate this high before taking it down. I mean, it is almost exact so far. And it's not just that these last couple weeks are almost exact. I mean, all of this is almost exact. All of this is almost exact. Again, maybe a few percentages off here or there. A couple days faster, a couple days slower, but the structure is the same. All right, so zoomed in here. And I'm playing this. I am, you know, that old saying, you know, trend is your friend till the end. So I'm playing this trend until it proves otherwise. And you can just see, I mean, it's just clear. You set in this descending wedge, falling wedge pattern, whatever you want to call it. You set this in there, right? You can see it on the blue screen, the blue chart, the blue bars, and you can see it on the current one we have. And look, if you move it, it's just, I mean, yeah, this comes a little lower here, like that. But look, slide it back over. I mean, look, it just fits. You're following the descending wedge, and then you eventually break the top of it. You know, you eventually break the top of it, swoop the high, and then roll over and set the ultimate bear market low. Again, candle for candle may not line up, but the structure is the same. You see it. You can't miss it. You cannot miss that. Excuse me. So this is what we're looking for, guys. That's what we're looking for. We got a lot of ones in chat. A lot of folks want to see this chart. Zup, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in chat in a while. Zup, 28. All right, take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Finish Bitcoin. We've made it up to the 18-hour. 12-hour. We started at high time frames. We're working our way down, and then we're going to go right into the altcoin chart. It is next. Right after we work a couple more time frames here on Bitcoin. I'm probably, unless we hit our zone, I'm not trading today. I do have alerts set here. All right, we're on the 12-hour. Confirmed 12-hour red dot. Kind of like it wants to push back to the upside. Confirmed 12-hour dot. 8-hour. Money flow kind of trying to move back to the upside here. Money flow moving upside. Doesn't look terrible. 6-hour trying to move back to the upside. Everything's still in the red though, but trying to move back to the upside. 4-hour. All right, here's where it gets dicey, okay? 4 hours already moved to green, right? You got your little pump, and now look at it, guys. Yeah, you're trying to get a green dot, but you're also trying to come back to the red. If 4-hour breaks back into the red, it is probably going to reverse that decent-looking momentum on the 6 and 8-hour, okay? The 12-hour, 18-hour, daily, all that looks like crap. The standouts, the oddballs are the 6 and 8-hour, okay? 4-hour had potential, but you're under current green dots. How much time's left in this? An hour. If this crosses back to the red, matter of fact, you're under a 4-hour red dot or green dot with a massive red candle, a massive bear wick. If this crosses back in the red, it's fixing to get bad. At least a point of control. I mean, I say bad. You're gonna drop $1,000 at least. 90-minute. Red dot, 90-minute. Let's look at 2-hour. Skip that one. 2-hour red dot. Gosh, look at 3-hour. Green dot. In 11 minutes, this closes. It's going to try to roll back over. 24-minute. If there was to be some hopium, the 24-minute looks decent. But how far can you run on a 24-minute when the 4-hour looks like it looks? The 90-minute looks like it looks. The 18-hour looks. How far can you run on this? Probably not far. Something like that. Could you get a little trade here? Yeah. Can I get a little trade here? No. What's the point of going higher, guys? You ask yourself that. You always got to ask logically, what's the point of going higher? If you're going to go higher than this, look, what happened this morning? You have to ask yourself this stuff before you just blind trade. You got all these highs, series of relatively equal highs, right? I like it. I love a swoop of that high. Great. You came and got it already. So unless you're going to come get that and a whole lot more, I mean, to push up to 71K plus, there's no point of them pushing up. None. They could come recover half this vector candle, make half of you go long because you think, here we go, and then roll it right back over, and that's what the chart looks like. So it wouldn't surprise me to see you pump back up to 69.2, somewhere in there. Just something like that, and then roll them back over as the higher time frames kind of come crashing down on these 24 minutes. 12. I mean, got a little bit of divergence here, a little money flow coming up. Same thing. How far can you really run with this with the higher medium? They're medium, but higher medium. 18-hour, 12-hour, 16-hour. How far can you run on a 12-minute? Get a green dot right now. I'm going to say you're going to come to 69.2 at the most and then roll back over at least a point of control. But I'm not trading it. You're in the middle of the range. That's the thing. I don't care. I don't care. It is not my job or your job to predict where you're going from here. You're in the middle of the range. You got point of control there, very out here. You are in the middle of the range. It is not your job to guess. You might as well be guessing. Signals are mixed. You might as well be guessing. Why? Set the trap at the high probability areas, which are here, and be ready for them. If you blow by this level here, why? Why would you blow by that level? Why? Because there's liquidity here. So if you don't get the reaction you want to see here, just wait and see if you get the reaction at that high. Swing fail that high and then short it back down, right? Don't blind trade the value area range. If you blow by it, don't be confused either. Like, oh gosh, it blew right through that. Well, yeah, there's a wick high, there's liquidity right above it. So you might be going for that and wait for that reaction. But you set the trap. Don't guess right here in the middle. How are you going to get? Listen, you had this sideways chop. Who knew it was fixing to break to the upside? It could have just easily broke to the downside. You coin flipped it. Don't do that, guys. You know there's heavy support, or in this case, resistance up here. I mean, look at the resistance. Resistance, resistance. Probably some resistance back here. Resistance, support, resistance, support. Set your trap here or here, okay? And if you blow by that, where are you going? You're probably going to get these little highs right here. Okay, this is probably as high as we go. In my opinion, is swooping that high right there, a little bit above that. Period. Through this whole thing before the next low, ultimate low. Or if you come to the downside, look at all this support and resistance, right? Look at all this support, resistance, support. Set your trap here. They come down to here. You got daily negative point of control. You got point of control, golden pocket 702. And more important than all that, you got a dang green box right there. Set the trap, guys. Don't guess this. And if you are going to guess this, especially don't guess it on a day where there's no markets open. All right, guys. It's that time. We're going to show you the only chart you need to know for altcoins. Give me 1 second. Lord, give me strength to show them this chart. I'm giving away my secret altcoin weapon. All right. Let's take a look at that poll first. I want to know who's interested in alts. We got a poll going. The question is, are you going to be spot trading alts? Yes, nonstop, 54%, and maybe a little 31%, and nah, not my thing is 15%. Yeah, drama. Good idea. We need some drama music for this. Let's get some drama music. Uh-oh, I thought I changed the music. Here it goes. All right, guys, we got some drama music going. We're ready to roll now. All right, so we're talking about altcoins now. So this is spot trading altcoins. If you want to leverage trade on this chart, fine. I don't know. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I use it for spot trading. I don't know how it is on leverage trading. I don't care how it is on leverage trading. I don't leverage trade alts. So if you go and do some back testing on your little leverage scale or whatever you use, I don't care. I'm talking about spot trading alts, okay? Okay, let me just put that out there. Spot trading alts. Now, you've all probably heard of... Can you feel the tension in the air right now? I know I can. Going, Thanos. I like that, bro. I like that. I want to see another... give me a 2 in chat, guys. You've all heard of Bitcoin dominance, I'm sure. All right? Have you heard of any other dominance type chart that will show you better than Bitcoin dominance, much better than Bitcoin dominance, when to take, trade, sell, whatever your alts? If you have, put a 2 in chat. As a matter of fact, if you have, let me know what that chart is, and if you get it right, I will give you 500 USDT. It has to be the chart that I'm talking about, though. There's only one. There may be several, but there's none this good. I'll give you 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Nobody's got anything. All right. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance and price action here, okay? So I have Fetch AI pulled up here, right? On the right. On the left is Bitcoin dominance. VIX, no, that's pretty good. VIX works. We've talked about the VIX many times. VIX is great. I use VIX on Bitcoin, but I'm talking specifically for altcoins. Okay, USDT, USDC works also, but it's more for Bitcoin. I'm talking specifically for altcoins. Watch this chart. You've probably never seen the combination of this chart I'm going to show you. All right, so we got Bitcoin dominance, standard Bitcoin dominance, the chart you always see on the left. I've got Fetch AI because I'm working with Fetch right now on the right, but you can put whatever altcoin here you want, okay? And this is not the secret chart. I'm just showing you what you always see, right? So you got dominance, and I'm on the weekly time frame for both of these, right? You got dominance here on the left, okay? You got Fetch AI on the right. Again, insert whatever alt you want. I don't care. It's going to be the same. And look, so over the last, on the left, since June, Bitcoin dominance has been going down, right? You see Bitcoin dominance has been going down, and I cannot tell you how many videos I've seen like, it's alt season now, dominance is going down, dominance is going down, alts are about to moon, you better be buying all this, blah, 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 blah crap, okay? And if you see on the left, you see the vertical line that's moving, that shows correlation on the right, okay? So time frame on the right. So as dominance topped right there, since the top of dominance and started moving down, just Fetch AI is down 81%. But wait, dominance is going down. Alts are supposed to be mooning. All these know-it-all influencers are telling you dominance is breaking down. It's altcoin season. You know how much of that crap I've heard? Like, if you hear that stuff, guys, you've got to unfollow these people because I'm sorry, but they're dumb. They're dumb, okay? They're dumb. Bitcoin dominance going down does not mean altcoins are going up, okay? Take note of this number, 58%. That's where dominance is right now, 58, 59%. Let's call it, let's call it 58%. Who cares? 58%. Okay? It has gone from 66% to 58%, and during that time, Fetch AI has gone down 80 freaking percent. So tell me where alt season is, and tell me why this chart is crap. Please, somebody. I'm going to show you why. Because dominance is crap. Okay? It's crap. Don't ever look at this chart again. If you have it on your ticker, delete it. Absolutely freaking delete it. Okay? Trust me. Just delete it. And add this chart instead. Okay? Let me refresh. I'm going to show you the ticker. Remember, dominance at 58%. Real dominance is at 70%. Okay? And I'm going to show you the ticker. You ready? Screenshot this. All you have to type in is this, US BTC.D plus USDT.D plus USDC.D. That's Bitcoin dominance plus Tether dominance plus US dollar coin dominance. Type that in. Press enter. It's going to give you this chart, right? It's going to give you this chart. You following me? It's at 70%. And look at since the time that this has gone, Fetch AI has gone down 80%, right? Bitcoin dominance has done nothing but gone down 66% to 58%, and all of your uninformed, clueless influencers are screaming for alt season. But look at what has happened during that time for the chart that actually matters. It's been going up. Why is that? Okay? Because Bitcoin dominance doesn't matter. So this factors in Bitcoin dominance plus stable coins, okay? And when most people, especially whales, especially market makers, some of us sell to US dollar, but most big players in the game sell to USDT or USDC. So when those dominances go up, the entire market goes down, okay? So we're not just looking at USDT plus USDC chart, right? We've added in the dominance of Bitcoin also. So that tells us when things are leaving the market to go to USDT, USDC, they're also more so moving into Bitcoin, okay, versus altcoin. This tells you when your alts are going up or down, period. If this is headed down, your alts are going up no matter what the Bitcoin dominance is doing, no matter freaking what the Bitcoin dominance chart is doing. When this is headed down, your alts are going up. And I like to use it only on the macro time frame. You can get down and go to the 5-minute time frame if you want. I don't care. I'm not doing that, okay? This is the only chart you need in the dominance. Consider this the anti-altcoin dominance chart. If I could rename this, I would call it anti-altcoin dominance chart. Is at 70. Not 58 like Bitcoin dominance. It's at 70. Okay? Okay? And you can see, look, since the top here of Fetch AI, top of Fetch AI, right here, boom, see the top? Now see on the left where my cursor is on the left, matches up with the top. Look at this. This is all you need. This is the anti-altcoin chart. That's all you need. That's all you need. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. This is all you need. I've done this for years with this chart, and people think I'm a genius. They think I know how to read a chart, and all I do is watch this chart. That's it. And I'll tell you how to use it, though. But besides the obvious, when it's going up, your alt's going down. When it's going down, your alt's going up. Besides the obvious, so you can, and I will, this is a rare chart that I will actually blind dot trade on the macro time frame, okay? Let's take a look. You guys are welcome, by the way. Somebody feel free to drop a thank you in the chat. Because I'm telling you, you're fixing to make a ton of money here. All right, so let's see how we use this blindly. I'm going to drop down to, let's say, the 5-day time frame. I will use this on like the 2-day and up. I really like the 5-day, weekly, and 10-day. But I will kind of sometimes front run things on the 2-day. But really 3-day and up is really great. All right, but let's take a look. So right now, what are we doing right now? I'm on the 5-day time frame, and I'll tell you how this really works well. So you want to have your 2 or 3 altcoins that you trade. I don't. If you get 20, that's way too many if you ask me, because you can't keep up. But 2 or 3 altcoins, ideally, when whatever time frame you're trading on, I'm telling you, higher time frames the better. Just catch the bigger moves. That's all you need to do. You'll make plenty. You're going to get wrecked if you're trying to use this on a 5-minute time frame, because it flippy-floppies too much. But 2 or 3 time frames, and you can find these where they line up. Let's say you're looking for you're looking to buy some altcoins, maybe even just trade them, but just buy some altcoins temporarily. I'm on the top 5-day time frame. You want to find a coin where you get a 5-day red dot on this anti-altcoin chart, right? And a green dot lining up on your altcoin chart. But it doesn't matter. I don't care. If I want some Fetch AI and I get a red dot over here, I'm going to buy Fetch AI. Whether or not I get a green dot. But it works better if you got an alt that gets a green dot at that same time this gets a red dot. Okay? So let's take a look. And these don't look like big moves, but they're much bigger than you think. Let's just take this move right here, okay? All right, so this candle right here, 5-day time frame, you got a red dot right here on the anti-altcoin chart, right? There's no green dot here on Fetch AI, none. You already had a green dot back here a couple periods before, but you got that, okay? Just blind freaking trading that. And it doesn't look like much, guys, but just this candle, that's a 49%. Call it 50. That's a 50% candle. 50 freaking percent. It doesn't look like much, but look at it. I just put it on there for you. 48.97%. Okay? That is a massive candle. And if you carry it over to the next week, the next 5-day period, I mean, you got a 59%. But let's just stick with that one. You got a 49% move, guys. Blind trading. No green dot. No green dot here. Yeah, you were under a green dot 10 days prior, but no green dot. But you had the red dot on the anti-altcoin chart. I'm telling you, I don't care if you want to be argumentative. So many people like to be argumentative. I'm telling you, I've used this for 8 freaking years. And this chart is amazing. And some of you are going to think you're more clever than I am, and you're more clever than the system and the market maker, and you're going to try to this. Don't do that. Stick to the time frames I'm telling you, not financial advice, and you're going to make more than enough. You're going to get wrecked when you try to get greedy. You're going to get absolutely shredded, okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm telling you, I've been there. I've done that. Expensive lesson learned, okay? Let's take a look at this one right here, okay? Again, I'm just moving to the next red dot, okay? Red dot right here. Uh-oh. Red dot right here. Red dot right there. Okay? Let's go look at the other side. Let's go look at the Fetch AI. And again, whatever coin you want to use, I don't care. Look at this one, okay? No green dot, none whatsoever, but you got the 5-day red dot, okay? It didn't close very big. You can see it didn't close very big. However, $15%. 15%, guys. Tell me one thing on this chart on the right. Tell me one thing. If anybody can look at this candle right here and look at cipher below and tell me one thing that would have let you know to take this trade. Tell me one thing that would have said, okay, this is a good trade to have. Here you go. Here it is on the bottom. Tell me one thing here that would have said this is a good trade to take. Let's buy some Fetch AI. Tell me one freaking thing. Money flows in the red, momentum's in the red, no green dots, it looks like shite. Tell me one thing. There's nothing. So you just wouldn't have taken this 15%. However, on our anti-altcoin chart, you got a 5-day red dot. So you would have picked up 15%, if you timed it perfectly. So there's nothing here. This would have been a mistrade if you did not have this chart, because there's nothing. I would look at this chart. If you came to me in Discord and said, hey, I'm thinking about buying some Fetch AI, I'd be like, why? This looks terrible. I would never buy right here. This looks terrible. But the anti-altcoin chart gave you 15%. And that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, gosh, you get you 10 trades like that, just 10. And I see 10 on the screen right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades just right here on the screen. This is 5-day time frame. You get 10 of them like that, you've made 150%. More than that. That's just that one trade. This other trade here was 50%. Can you see where I'm going with this, guys? I'm telling you right now. And it's just a 5-day time frame. I'll drop down to the 3-day sometimes. I like the 3. Oh, by the way, if you ever see these on any coin, especially a high time frame, head and shoulders patterns in your momentum waves, these play out, and they play out massively. Massively. Just look at the run up you got there, and that coincides with, go to the 3-day. When this thing played out, see this head and shoulders on the 3-day for the USD, the anti-altcoin chart? When you finally broke the zero line with his head and shoulders, call it the neckline, the zero line, the neckline. When you finally broke that, where did it break? Right there. That was the big dump boulder you got a couple weeks ago. Just a little 80%. Hope you guys are following me with this. But I will use this on the 3-day time frame. 3-day, 5-day, weekly, 10-day sometimes. Pretty much by the time you get to 10-day dot, you've pretty much gotten everything out of the 5-day and the weekly. Sometimes you get a little more. If you get a 10-day dot and you're not in the trade already, then there's no point, because most of the trade is already had. What you want to do is get it on the 5-day. As you're in on the 5-day, watch the anti-altcoin chart. If during that 5-day candle you get the weekly dot, stay in it a little while. If during that weekly candle you get the 10-day, stay in it a little while longer. But if you're not in on the 5-day, on the 5-day or the weekly, and then you get the 10-day dot, it's too late. It's too late. You're going to get in when you got just a couple % more before it's over. Does that make sense? it's too late. You need to be in it by the 3-day dot. Same thing here, guys. Look, no dot, no dot. That's what I'm telling you. You don't need a dot on the altcoin chart. It works a little better maybe if you get the dot. It's just extra confluence, but you don't need it. No dot there. I mean, you got the red dot there, and no dot here. See, no dot down below. No dot, no nothing. Chart looks terrible. In fact, right here when you got this red dot on the anti-altcoin chart, look at the yellow line here, it looked like you were about to get a red dot. So if anything, I'd have been looking to sell here because this looks terrible. You got money flowing the red, you're high on the momentum waves. The yellow momentum line is coming down, about to cross zero, but it faked out because you got the red dot on the anti-altcoin chart. And what'd you get, guys? What'd you get? A massive freaking pump. Just within that one candle, you got 30%, and you continued on to 46%. But you got 30% in that one candle. 30%. But the chart looks terrible, but it doesn't matter. The anti-altcoin chart looked worse and gave you the signal. I'm telling you guys, this is the only chart. Take Bitcoin dominance out of your ticker list. Never look at it again. It's crap. Matter of fact, if you see people showing you Bitcoin dominance, I know I've shown it, mostly only when you ask. But if you see people showing you Bitcoin dominance, you should unfollow them immediately and understand that they don't have a clue what they're talking about when it comes to altcoins. Not one single clue. And I mean it, they don't. I couldn't be more serious. They might know Bitcoin. They might know Bitcoin, but they don't know anything about altcoins. Countless examples. Go back test it. But again, find you 2 or 3 coins, no more than that. Keep them in your arsenal. And I just showed you every example I showed you. Not one time did I show you in these 3 or 4 examples a green dot on Fetch AI that coincided with a red dot on anti-altcoin. Not one time. And you still got 15, 30, 50% pumps. So imagine what you could get if you had a coinciding dot on the same time frame. So you might want to keep you 2 or 3 alts, and maybe on one of those alts, when you get the 5-day or 3-day or weekly red dot on anti-altcoin, maybe you get a green dot coinciding with that, and that's the coin you want to go with, not financial advice. I have 2 coins I'm trading, Fetch AI and WorldCoin, and that's it. That's it. Right now. Maybe a little H bar here or there. Any questions about this chart, guys? I will take your questions now. I know it's a big addition to your arsenal, but this is the chart. I'm telling you guys, I know I keep harping on it. One of you out there is going to think you're smarter than everybody else. I already know it. And you're going to be messaging me in Discord about, well, the 15-minute time frame on this thing said this. And I'm just going to tell you I don't care. That I told you to stick with 3-day and higher. And if you want to outsmart the system, then be prepared for the risk involved. If you stick on a 3-day time frame and 50% moves aren't good enough for you, that you want to drop to the 15-minute, then you have issues, brother. You have issues. Stick with the higher time frames. Get the bigger moves. That's what that I've shown before. I took about 130,000 Algorand coins last cycle and took them to over 1 million. Over 1 million without putting 1 nickel more of US dollar into Algorand by using this chart. And I never even once did I pull up the 15-minute time frame or the 4-hour time frame or the daily time frame. 3-day, on occasion I would dip to the 2-day, especially if I was bored. 3-day, 5-day, weekly. Occasional 10-day, but only in looking for continuation. I never went to the 10-day when I was looking to enter or buy. Never. If I missed the 3-day, I would get it on the 5-day, but if I missed the 5-day, that was it. I only look for weekly and 10-day on continuation. Do I sell now? Are we continuing to get the red dot on the weekly and the 10-day? If so, I don't sell. If we're not getting those within that 5-day candle, I'm out. And if it goes higher, I just miss out and I take my dang 30%. And that is what it is. And I'll wait for the next one. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Thanos, you're welcome, bro. You are welcome. John, we still use VIX for Bitcoin, right? Yeah, yes. I have saved on here. I still use, we got the VIX on the left, USDT plus USDC in the middle, and Bitcoin on the right. I still use this for Bitcoin. Absolutely. I use both of these, not just the VIX. Because you can have volatility. You can have volatility in Bitcoin going up. All right? Volatility increase, Bitcoin go up or down. I want to see volatility increasing with stable coins increasing. That means the volatility is increasing into stable coins, which means it's going out of Bitcoin. But if volatility is increasing and stable coins are going down, that means things are getting volatile, but they ain't going to stable coins. They're going to Bitcoin. So you have to have the VIX. Look, you have to, right here, the VIX head, I'm on the weekly time frame. VIX has to be headed up and stable coin dominance has to be headed up. That means prices leaving Bitcoin aggressively. The aggressively word comes from the volatility, which is VIX. VIX is the volatility index. VIX, volatility, aggressiveness, price. Where's price going? You don't look at Bitcoin to figure out where price is going. You look at USDT, USDC chart. Okay, these are going up, which means aggressively going into stable coins. Aggressively going into stable coins means aggressively leaving Bitcoin. Okay? That's how you use that. This is not an altcoin chart. Obviously, when these things are going, they're going to be leaving altcoins also. Obviously. But you have plenty of periods of time, like these ranging periods where prices heading into Bitcoin, heading into stable coins, that you need the other chart for, specifically for altcoins, because it does not factor in VIX. You don't need VIX. You need Bitcoin dominance combined with stablecoin dominance to tell you if to get in or out of alts. That lets you know basically, is it a better time to be in Bitcoin or altcoins during that period? Or none of them. That's not true. That lets you know during that time, is it better to be in Bitcoin or altcoins? Will you make more money to be in Bitcoin or altcoins? This chart lets you know to get out of all of them. So, hope that makes sense. Anti-altcoin chart is just for altcoins. West Coast, are you dropping a 3-day, lower than 3-day time frame to place your spot orders? No. I might drop to the 2-day time frame. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you can't go down the 12-hour, the 4-hour. I'm just not doing it. You will find way more success, in my opinion, I have, sticking to those higher time frames. So, no for me. I would consider entering on a 2-day. But if you enter on the 2-day, you have to get out if you don't get that 3-day follow through. You have to get out. Gosh, I hate to say I've never done it. I've entered on 2-day. I will enter on 2-day, but I pretty much stick to 3-day. I look at 2-day, and if we get the 2-day signal, most of the time that makes me sit up, pay attention, and then I'll wait to get the 3-day to enter. I understand you're not going to get all the moves that way. I get it. But if I list it out every time you got a 2-day green dot or red dot, and then every time you got a 3-day red dot, let's say you had 20 2-day red dots, 20 total. I bet you would only have 12 3 days. So it means 8 times out of 20 you got wrecked. Or you held on, as price rolled over, looking for that 3-day, looking for that 3-day. Oh shit, I'm not getting a 3-day. But usually when you get the 3-day, you get the 5. Almost always. And probably 15 out of 20 you get the weekly. And you don't always get the 10-day. So it's for me, and play with it as you want, back test it. But for me, the 3-day and 5-day have been the sweet spot. The 3-day has been the sweet entry spot. The 5-day has been the sweet profit spot. And the 7-day has been the sweet possible continuation spot. And that's just how I look at it. Entry 3, profit 5, probable take profit 5, possible continuation week. That's for me. And every once in a while you get the 10-day, 2-week continuation, monthly, whatever. But I don't wait on those. And I don't count on those because those don't happen very often. Let's take a look. I mean, here's the 10-day. Just since 2024, you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 10-day dots. So you don't get those very much. 6 10-day dots is like 3 a year. So they're big moves when you get them, but you've probably missed them by the time they show up. You've probably missed them. I mean, they usually come with continuation. So if you get a 10-day dot, you need to already be in the trade and you need to hang on because you're probably going to get some significant continuation. Not always, though. Like here, you got it here. Let's look at it here. And there was no continuation. And see, it lines up with the buy, the B, this 50, 48, 49, whatever percent candle right here on the right. See, it lines up. But you got this signal on the 3-day. So by the time you got it on the 10-day, you'd already missed this move if you try to get in. That's just me, bro. That's just me. 3-day. I've always used 3-day, 5-day, 7-day. And it works. Now, if any of you get out there and figure out a system that works better, I am all ears. If you can bring me some data to back it up. And I don't mean one trade. Sure, I could drop to the 4-hour and have one trade that I hit and it works better. Anybody can do that, but I mean, you back test with some consistent data that shows a better strategy. I'm all ears. But of 8 years of testing this, 3-day, 5-day, 7-day is the sweet spot. Okay. And I don't want to hear it if you get wrecked leverage trading, guys. I preface this whole thing with I use this for spot trading. I do not leverage trade altcoins, and if I do, it is very, very rarely, and it's usually just because I'm bored and just throwing stuff at a wall. Trying to have a little fun. That's it. I don't seriously leverage trade alts. Might be a weird question. I like weird questions. The weirder the better. Do you chart this chart with volume profile in Fib 2, or does that not make any sense? Let me go to the weekly. It doesn't make sense to do that. If you tried to fib this and play this by fib, this chart, just where my cursor is, goes back 5 years. If you tried to fib this and just said, okay, we're going to turn around at every fib, you would have been wrong every single time. It doesn't work. However, what does work on this is momentum and money flows from Cypher, okay? Fibs, volume profile, none of that works. It's just volume profile, the whole thing. I mean, look, you're at the top now. You went above top before. You went significantly below it here, significantly below it here. This doesn't hold up as well. What does work is money flow. I mean, look here. When you got, you can see money flow down here. Let me erase this. You can see money flow down here, right? I'm on the weekly time frame. Money flow down here, down in the red. See how it gets deep in the red, and what happened? Boom, that was all of this. And then as soon as you cross back over to the green, right there, this was a cross back into the green. I mean, you can see what happened from that on the weekly time frame. Stayed in the green, right? So that works. That works. And divergences work here too. Now they're not, thus far, they've never really worked hugely, but tradable, right? Tradable. You had a divergence here. You had a divergence here. Boom. You got them, and we'll go find this on Fetch AI, see what happened. I really don't know. I haven't looked this up. You got a divergence there. You move down a total of about 10%. Where was this? No, October of 23. Right here. Right here. October of 23. Let's see if I can line it up. Right there. Right when you got the divergence right there. Look. Boom. Got a big divergence. What happened? Massive, massive freaking move. Goodness, this is massive. The time of the divergence, that candle right there, you moved up 1,000%. So yeah, divergences work. Fibs, I mean, I think that's obvious. There's not a fib you can put on this chart that would have worked. Not a single one. But yeah, divergences work out well. You're going to have to look for confirmed divergences, though. Confirmed divergences. If you don't know what that means, just wait till Cypher connects with the red line for you. Just wait, if you're not sure. That's what that means, by the way, for those who don't know. So you may have these two momentum waves, these two mountains, right? You may have those two, and you may think, okay, I see the divergence in price, or in this case, dominance. I see that, but is it confirmed? How do you know if it's confirmed? Is it confirmed? I don't know. You got the dots here, you got the dots there. Is it confirmed? I don't know. Well, initially, there would not have been a red line here. There's no red line. You just had two waves and two red dots. And once the divergence confirmed, Cypher would have thrown a red line on there. So if you're just not sure, that's not your strong suit, then just wait till Cypher throws that line on. Then you know you'll have the confirmed divergence for that time frame. Hope that makes sense. Thanos, mainly using Cypher for Confluence. Yeah, I'm using Cypher for Confluence. For my trades, I mean, I could take Cypher off of this. Fetch AI, like I really don't care. Like I really don't care. I'll keep it on, but you don't need it. You can blind trade these dots. Every example I just showed you for the red dot here on the, I think it was on the 5-day, 3-day, whatever I was on. I can't remember. Every example that we just showed you was a blind trade on a red dot on anti-altcoin chart and no confluence on green dots over here, none. Not on this coin anyway. And you still got it. The smallest one out of the 3 or 4 or 5 we went over, the smallest one was 15%. But I would keep Cypher on, although I wouldn't not take the trade. If we get a red dot on a 3 or 5 day over here on anti-altcoin, I'm buying alts. Period. I don't care what this looks like. Matter of fact, I just showed you 2 examples. Here's where you got 30+% and it looked terrible. But it doesn't matter what it looks like because this looks worse. And when this is going down, no matter how bad this looks, you're going to get at least a temporary pump. And that's tradable. I'm not saying I'm buying for the next 3 years right there, but it's very accumulation or shave profit off tradable. Let's see. All right. Any more questions on that? So get rid of your Bitcoin dominance chart. Trust me, get rid of it. Trust me, you're going to be so confused. That's pretty good how I showed that in the beginning, right? But all your little influencers who call for alt season because dominance is headed down. Bitcoin dominance headed down. Altcoins headed to the moon. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Here we go. It's altcoin time. That's crap. That is crap. So let's see what we're looking at now. Let's look at this for now. Go to the 3-day. Again, I'm still on fetch. I'm going to stay on fetch. So 4 or 5 days ago, we got the red dot on fetch. This is when I told you guys I was buying fetch. We got the red dot on fetch. We actually did, well, I can't tell. Let me see. We did get our green dot on fetch that same time. Got the move down. We did not, within that same time period, this is why I sold. And fetch went a little higher, and I missed out on a little pump, but that's fine, okay? I made like 10% on fetch. I mean, I made like 6 grand, 7 grand, whatever it was. I showed you guys live on stream. And the reason I got out is we did not get the red dot on the 5-day. You can see right here, I'm on the 5-day. We did not get the red dot, not yet, within that same 3-day window, okay? The 3-day closed out. We opened a new candle. We had not gotten the 5-day, so I closed out. Sure, I missed out on making a couple extra $1,000. It went up, I don't know, 4 or 5 more percent. I'm okay with that. You're going to have those situations. And now if we get the 5-day dot, I will rebuy in. Will I be buying in for a higher price? Yes. But I'm okay with that because I don't care. Ultimately, I think we're coming lower, so I'll get a better shot at lower. Right now, I'm just trading. I'm either making dollars or I'm accumulating coins, okay? I don't really care. I don't care if I buy in for a little bit higher here because I'm going for percentage gains, not altcoin accumulation. Because I plan to accumulate, like down here somewhere. Ooh, everything's moving down, guys. I'm getting alerts here. Everything's dumping right now. Anyways, that makes sense. I entered on the 3-day dot. I'll show you again. I go to the 3-day chart just on the left. 3-day red dot. See it? 3-day red dot. But there's 1 day and 9 hours left on another candle. Okay, so not only did the 5-day not fire off during this 3-day, we're almost done with another 3-day, and we still don't have a 5-day dot. Okay, if we got in the 5-day, I would have stayed in the coin, let it ride. We didn't get that, so I closed out. Now, if we were to get it here, if we were to get this closes in 3 days. If we were to get this 5-day red dot, then I would buy wherever price is. I'm gonna buy, and I would sit in it, and I would go to my weekly. Oops. I would go to my weekly, and I would watch. And before that 5-day period closes, do we get the weekly red dot? If we do, I'm going to stay in it a little while longer. And I'm going to flip to the 10-day, and I'm going to watch. Within that weekly, do we get the 10-day red dot? If we don't, I'm closing. If we do, I'm going to stay in it a little while longer, and I'm going to flip to the 2-week chart. Okay? That's how you do that. Bitcoin dumping, guys. Boom. Oh, all right. Let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. We're coming into our dang green box. Green box way over here. I'm going to slide it over, guys. I am not prepared for this at all. I've been chatting away. I'm not even logged in. I think I got my small one logged in. Shoot. It is what it is. I don't have time to sign out and sign into another one. See what we're looking like. Let me refresh this. I'll take any more questions that you have. I'm going to look at the Bitcoin chart for a possible trade, but I'm going to take any questions that you might have on that anti-altcoin chart. Some hourly divergences here. I don't like it so far, though. We do not have 1-minute divergences. So even if we move up here, if we're going to hold this area, we're front running point of control and golden pocket so far, though. So no trade. At least want to come down into it. We did just touch on Bybit, the 618, and point of control. I'd like to see something more like this, though. Set up the 1-minute divs. don't know if we'll get it. Hawkborn, thanks for keeping us from going broke. You're welcome. I might delete this video after. I don't want too many people to have our secret. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. Subscribe to the channel. No one else gives you this stuff. If they do, somebody let me know. I'll go verify that. I doubt it. I've never seen anybody give. I've never. As long as I've been in crypto, I've never seen anybody give that chart before. And I'm not saying they haven't. Maybe someone has. But I've never seen it. Uh-oh. Looking decent here, guys. Looking decent here. Might try a little something here. Let's see. Let's see what we do. Give it another minute. Might try a little something. Took out the daily naked point of control. Let's do it. Up $100. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'll manage it over here. I don't know that we get very far with this. Took out the daily naked. Oops. TP1. Let's see. Still up $100, guys. Might get stopped out here. Thinking about it, guys. It is dancing on. Sorry, I know we're just kind of stalling out here. I just got a starter entry here. Starter entry. Stop below the low. Max's pump. We'll see. I don't know. It's not really getting the reaction I want to see, guys. Not really getting the reaction I want to see. Still up $100. Not really getting the reaction. Sorry, hate to sit here quiet. I'm just kind of watching it. It's just dancing. We could come take the low, set a 1 minute divs. That would actually be a better trade. Yeah, that's probably what it's going to do. That's what Fetch is doing here. So anyway, on this altcoin chart, guys, I just set my alerts. Like I've gone through and set alerts, just on the dots. So alerts on the dots. 3 day, actually I set 2 day, 3 day, 5 day, weekly, and 10 day dots. Both green and red, which green aren't really tradable because I don't leverage trade, but it lets me know if I haven't sold and we get a green dot over here and I haven't sold my alt yet, I better sell. Probably gonna take the low here, 1 minute divergence. We should have, this should be a better trade. Got stopped out of the last trade, guys. May re-enter here. I re-entered. Here we go. Made 30 bucks on the last trade. Let's re-enter on this 1 minute div. Probably going to get wrecked. You do not want to get stuck under point of control here, guys. Push Bitcoin, we're up 30 bucks. Nothing much, nothing to write home about. $65, $68. I'm gonna go ahead and TP here in just a second. I'll show you P&L if I TP. I'm just watching it, guys. Might TP about $100. Don't turn around now. All right, guys, any questions on this? Yes, I'm in a trade, but I got to go here in just a minute. We'll probably, we could get caught here, guys. We went live on this last week one day. It was terrible. I'm going to TP right here. I think I'm going to TP right here. Just not close the trade. I'm just going to TP. But if if you get stuck right here on point of control, you get stuck. We tried to trade this the other day. It was nasty in the VIP Discord. So you could wind up getting stuck right here for a little while. Any questions you have before we go, though, guys? I hope you guys appreciate the new secret weapon chart I gave you. It is a good secret weapon. I'm telling you, it is a great weapon. It is all you need. I just caution you guys because I know some of you are going to try to outsmart it. You're going to get greedy. You're going to want to drop down to the hour. And if that works for you, great. But if you get wrecked, don't say you weren't warned. 3 day and up, guys. 3 day, 5 day, weekly. It's all you need. You'll be wildly successful. And since we don't have any questions, by the way, I TP'd over here for 98 bucks. Stop loss at the low. If you have anything, I'll be in Discord the rest of the day. Work with over the next couple weeks. Appreciate it so much. You're welcome. If you find anything else that works better, any time frames that may work better, let me know. I'm all ears. I'm not saying I'm always right. This is just what I've found, but I'm certainly open to other suggestions if it can be backed up historically. Yeah, Thanos, telling you, man. Yeah, dude, West Coast, you're welcome, dude. That chart is magic. I'm telling you, if you use it like I told you, not financial advice. But I've tried to outsmart it. I'm the king of trying to outsmart you or the chart or the market maker. And I'm just telling you, this is what works, at least for me in my experience. I think I forgot to show you guys the P&L. Do you even care? Let me see. P&L on that trade. Oh my gosh, I have so much lag here, guys. I'll just slide it over. I made $82 P&L. There you go. Boom. You see it? $82. $82 on that last trade. All right, guys. That's it for me. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be in Discord the rest of the day. Let me know if you need anything. Set your alerts on these 3-day, 5-day, weekly red dots, especially. We call it the anti-altcoin. I'm open to names. If anybody has name suggestions, I just call it the anti-altcoin. Although it's very pro-altcoin on the way up, but I don't want to call it altcoin chart. So very open to names. Matter of fact, if you guys give me names in the altcoin chat room and Discord, if y'all give me names, a list of names, and I choose yours, I might give you like $100 USDT, something like that. So maybe a little incentive for you to think of catchy names. Now, I call it anti-altcoin, but it's very pro-altcoin. I actually use it for buying alts, right? Because I use it for red dots pretty much only. So think of a names for me. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. The Lord has blessed us. It's a good day. Praise Him. And we will see you next time.